3, 2, 1.
It's the Puff and Steph podcast.
Puff and Steph. Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday. Okay. Sniffing that weekend. Smells like vanilla. There's some caramel. Vanilla caramel.
Does sound good.
Yeah, that's what the weekend smells like. Hi, Steph. How are you?
Good.
Just good?
Yeah.
Not great?
I am happy that we're having some nicer weather.
But
God
you know what's funny is like Steph's like, oh yeah, the weather's so nice, and then you're like kind of half like you have like the sniffles, like you're not feeling 100%.
Yeah, I think it's like allergies, and of course, like these days, if you like even sneeze or think about coughing, you're afraid.
Well, right, especially in the beginning of COVID, when you were at the store and you had the mask on.
Yeah.
You were like, you'd be like a social pariah if you cough.
Oh yeah.
Right? You'd be like, okay, hold it in, Puff. Just be really uncomfortable because you don't want people. Now I'm like, I just don't care.
See, I still do. It hasn't changed.
Now, it's not like I'm coughing on people, and if I'm in a grocery store, so I'm still wearing a mask. But before some people were going in places without masks and everyone was wearing them, you still felt a certain way about coughing. So you would just be like, okay, don't cough.
Hold it in.
Right? And now I'm just like, whatever, I don't care.
I still do. I won't even like blow my nose at work. I walk outside into the baseball stadium because I know what people think. Like, stuffy nose, that's a symptom of COVID.
It's also a symptom of allergies, and when the weather gets nice, some people, they have allergies, or just it takes their body a second to readjust to the new weather as well. Today's show brought to you by Freisinger Hyundai, right on the price, right on the pike. We are in the American Shaman of PA studio. Celebrate spring with American Shaman of PA. You can save up to 30% on purchases of $99 or more. Check out American Shaman of PA stores for details. Now, because of my fake cough, I have a real one. Not COVID. Okay. So, how do you feel about Google watching you sleep? The company unveiled the second-generation model of its Nest Hub smart display on Tuesday, and it has a function called sleep sensing. It monitors the breathing and movement of a person sleeping next to the screen. So I don't know if you know, but Google has all of these products under the Google Nest umbrella. Got cameras and thermostats and smoke detectors and things like that to make your home a quote-unquote smart home, right? So now they have this new one where it's a touchscreen next to your bed where you can control everything in your house, but it also has a camera and this sleep sensing feature. The system also detects disturbances such as coughing and snoring, along with light and temperature changes in the room. Over time, it learns the user's sleep patterns and gives personalized recommendations. At first, sleep sensing will be available as a free preview, but the company may begin charging for the service next year. Okay, Steph. Do you want a machine watching you sleep?
So it's sensing? Is it just like, is there going to be actually a video?
Mm-hmm. There's a camera. Yeah. And it's sensing your movement. It's listening to you. So it'll listen to you if you talk in your sleep. If you snore, it'll watch you sleep text like you do from time to time.
See, I actually think that's kind of interesting. And furthermore, I'm not doing anything exciting that if they captured this, they could use against me.
Well,
or some creep could watch.
Well, that's the thing. It's a camera. Okay. So, I mean, not necessarily you, but maybe you. If you have a visitor over at night, like you or anyone.
Right.
Right? What's to stop someone from hacking your camera and watching you?
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that. Yeah, no, that's weird.
Right?
Yeah, no. Don't even open that can of worms.
Because this is a system that's on a Wi-Fi network. It's not like everything's hardwired. That Google Nest display next to your bed is not hardwired to the thermostat. It's not hardwired to the smoke detector or anything like that. No. It's all through Wi-Fi. And Wi-Fi signals can be hacked. Therefore, somebody could get into that, and before you know it, they're watching you sleep. Or, God forbid, watching you do other things.
Yeah, that is weird. Ugh. Yeah, no. Because, you can also get smartwatches that monitor your sleep, and they don't have cameras.
Right, they don't have cameras. Yeah, so I think this is a bad idea. I would never, ever, 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 ever get something like this at all. But you're right. When I have a smartwatch that I wear just every once in a while, and you're right. It can monitor your sleeping and stuff, and that's fine because it's not watching me.
Yeah. Because it is interesting to see, I was restless at 3 a.m. or whatever, and I got this many hours of sleep.
Right.
But you don't need a camera to tell you that.
Not at all. What was it? Last week we talked about the mom that photoshopped all those pictures of the cheerleaders, her daughter's cheerleading team, in precarious situations and drinking and all that stuff in order to get them kicked off the team and her daughter to rise the ranks of the cheerleading hierarchy. Well, we have another story, not as bad, but still made me think of that. In Pensacola, Florida, an assistant principal and her 17-year-old daughter were, I don't get, arrested for allegedly rigging a homecoming queen election. How are they arrested?
Arrested? They take that really seriously?
Yeah, we're gonna dive into that a little bit. Laura Rose Carroll used her access to the school district's internal system to cast votes for her daughter named Tate at the high school's 2020 homecoming queen election last fall. Agents began looking into the matter when hundreds of votes from the school's homecoming court were flagged as fraudulent. Investigators found that Carroll, an assistant principal, and her daughter had allegedly accessed the accounts of several students and cast a total of 246 votes for her daughter.
What?
Okay, all right, so there's a couple of things to talk about here. One, if anyone's listening who is involved in school homecoming or whose kids are, or maybe even could mess around with the results, they don't matter. I'm sorry. Never once has anyone said, I lost the homecoming queen election and my life went downhill from there.
No, it doesn't really matter.
I get that it's a big deal to some people. I do. I understand. But when you're that age, everything is the biggest deal ever. Right, I can't believe I lost.
But then the next week it's something else.
Right. Okay, so that's one. Number two, how terrible of a parent are you if you're faking a homecoming queen election for your daughter?
Yeah, that's horrible.
Number three, why the hell are you using police resources to investigate?
Yeah.
Okay, if you're mad that she broke in to school computer system, I suppose that's a crime. In a way, it's like digital trespassing. I suppose. Don't get me wrong. It's wrong. But is the shame of this, isn't that enough?
Right.
You cops were called to investigate this.
Yeah, that's over the top. They have better things to do with their time.
Her daughter had boasted about using... This is what happened. Her daughter had boasted about using her mother's account to cast votes, and that's how it started.
She was bragging about it.
She couldn't keep her dumb mouth shut.
Oh my gosh.
There's so many things I don't like about this story. You're a bad mom. You have a dumb daughter. And why are police investigating?
Right.
Don't worry, we'll get to the bottom of it. We'll have our greatest detective on. And some guy's interviewing students. Did you vote for Tate? No. I've interviewed every single child at this school, and only a handful voted for Tate. How did she get 246 votes? That's just not. It just doesn't make any sense why you would do that.
No.
There's got to be something that's missing from this story. You did something else while you had access to internal information with the school,
right?
Or something.
There's got to be more.
Is that in Pensacola? Do you just not have problems? Right? You just not have, yeah, we're gonna go investigate this thing because it's been a while since someone's been murdered.
Yeah, we got nothing else to do.
So we're gonna investigate. It sounds like a Nancy Drew investigation or something. You know what I mean?
I love Nancy Drew.
Wow, so and so won the homecoming queen. That doesn't seem right. It's a job for Nancy Drew, and it's like a book, Nancy Drew and the fraudulent homecoming queen or something.
That sounds better than using actual police officers.
But congratulations. It's your tax dollars at work. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, we have a return customer on the advice column.
It's the Puff and Steph Podcast.
Freisinger Hyundai, a refreshingly different car buying experience. Freisinger Hyundai dedicates itself to customer satisfaction. From the initial sale to the maintenance you'll need during the life of the vehicle, Freisinger Hyundai treats you like family. Check out their large selection of both the latest Hyundai lineup to certified pre-owned and used vehicles. Come see how Freisinger Hyundai drives the difference and tailors the purchase process to your needs. Right on the price, right on the pike. Freisinger Hyundai, 6115 Carlisle Pike, Mechanicsburg, 717-766-8422. During this time, many are out of work and struggling just to get by. It's good to know that your friends at Capital City Buy and Sell in Harrisburg have your back. If you're in need of extra help during the pandemic, you can pawn or sell unwanted or unneeded items that you may have laying around your house, including jewelry, electronics, tools, musical instruments, and a whole lot more. Capital City Buy and Sell is open 7 days a week, and they're always paying cash. Plus, they have low pawn interest and terms if you aren't quite ready to say goodbye to your item just yet. Capital City Buy and Sell, 3517 Walnut Street, Harrisburg. Online at harrisburgpapawn.com. Great news, everyone! American Shaman of PA's doors are back open for normal operations, and they're ready to bring you the much-needed relief that you've been waiting for. They care about their customers, and their customers keep coming back for more. Steve K says, American Shaman products drastically decrease my back pain and relieve my stress in just 1 month. Thank you. Stop by your local American Shaman of PA store for a free CBD sparkling water and free samples. Find their locations and more at hempushealth.com.
Do you love saving money but hate buying one of those coupon books filled with places you'll never go to? Well, here comes Quick Save Coupons to save the day. Quick Save Coupons is an app where you can find savings for restaurants, stores, and experiences that you will love. And here's the best part. It's free. No big coupon books to buy, no websites to give your information to. Quick Save Coupons will show you all of the savings in your area right on your phone. Just go to Google Play or the App Store and download the Quick Save Coupons app. Then start saving money on many of the places you already go to.
Now back to the Puff and Steph Podcast.
This has never happened before. And I just want to let everyone know that Monica in quotes, good for her, okay? If you have asked us a question on the advice column before, it's okay to come back to the well. Okay? It's okay to double dip. Feel free to ask us more questions, all right? The more we can get, the better. Puff at puffandsteph.com or hit us up on the Facebook page or contact Steph, individually. Whatever makes you feel more comfortable. It does not matter. But Monica, thank you for being our first ever double dipper in the advice column. Hey, Puff and Steph, I have a weird one to share with you today. This is actually the second time I reached out to you guys. Last year, you helped me with an issue with my family. I won't go into much detail because I don't want anyone to figure out who I am. I do think your opinions helped me last time.
Yeah.
So why not see what you have to say about this one? Long story short, my sister wants to date my ex-boyfriend.
Oh, that's awkward.
Yeah. She goes, I know. Weird, right? We dated for about 6 months a couple of years ago. He's been on vacation with my family. He's been hunting with my dad. Let's just say he's very familiar with everyone in my family. A month ago, he ran into my sister at a house party. Oh, how dare you guys not social distance? And they started texting. Then they hung out a couple of times, and now she's thinking about seriously dating him. I haven't talked to him since we broke up. Things did not end well between us. I thought he was cheating on me. He denied it, and to be honest, I didn't have any proof, but I just had that feeling that I couldn't get over, and it caused us to end things. Sorry, she spelled girl wrong. As a girl, when you know, you know.
You gotta trust your gut.
That's what Steph has said.
That's right.
2 things bother me about this. Of all the women in the world, you chose my sister. Doesn't that seem strange? And even if she wasn't my sister and she was just my friend, why would I let someone I care about date a cheater? This whole thing seems odd, and I'm not sure how to express my thoughts to her. Any help would be appreciated. Thanks again. Love you guys, Monica.
Love you too, girl.
Okay, Monica. All right.
That's awkward.
Okay, let's get one thing straight. Yes, I don't care how you ended a relationship. An ex dating your sister is weird. It's strange. I'm sure it's happened. As a matter of fact, I know someone personally who this guy, it wasn't exactly the situation, but this guy for like months went after this one girl. We'll call her Sister A, right? So he would ask her out time and time and time again, and she denied him at least 6 times. And then he gave up, waited a couple months, and asked her sister out.
No.
Her sister said, sure, why not? And now they're married.
No.
Isn't that weird?
It is weird. I wouldn't like that personally.
So I'm Sister B.
Yeah, no thanks.
I'm the second choice in this family? Yeah. Right. So, it does happen. That's one thing. It is weird, though. I don't think anyone's going to be like, oh, no, that's totally normal. You love who you love. No, it's weird. Okay. But now let's talk about how things ended. Monica, you straight up said you had no proof. It was just a gut. Now, she didn't go into detail. Like he was, he would be periods of time where she couldn't get a hold of him, or he was cagey, or he was like super secretive when he was on his phone.
There must have been something, though.
Right, but you also know that sometimes people, and I'm not saying women, I'm saying people.
Here we go.
People can overthink things and make things up in their head.
They can also sometimes have a gut feeling that ends up being correct.
Oh, sure. I'm not denying that. I will never argue that because that's 100% true. But lack of evidence here, I think, is key. First off, it would be hard for me to get over the sister hurdle. But let's say you get over the sister hurdle. Now we're talking about, you said it yourself, Monica, a friend. What would you do if a friend was dating a cheater? You don't know that he cheated. You just think he cheated without any proof. Sometimes you have to let people figure things out for themselves. Now, you can give her all of the information you have, right? You could say, this is what I think. Like if it's just, let's say, Monica, your sister's name, bless you. Let's say your sister's name is Michelle. All right? Say your family's stuck with the M names, the fake M names, because Monica's not your real one. You say, listen, Michelle, I really think he cheated on me. You know that things with call him Brad. Things with Brad ended terribly, and this is why, but you have to now that you know all the information, you have to make up your own mind.
This is what I was on my phone for.
I was wondering, I was like, can you text him?
There are 7.874 blah, 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 blah billion people in the world. Why do you have to go for somebody that your sister dated? And him, vice versa. Why do you have to go for the sister of somebody you dated? There are so many people in this world.
I like how you checked the actual world number.
Yes, I thought that was...
Yes, you way to be very specific.
Crucial for this situation.
I think there's 2 ways to look at this. One is, the whole situation is odd. But why is it odd? One, it's your sister. That's a hurdle that's weird. Like, do you really... want to date?
It's just so awkward.
Yeah, I mean, it is comfortable because you already know her sister and you already know the family. You don't have to get to know them.
It's also very uncomfortable.
Sure. And then I'm kind of hanging up on you didn't know he cheated. And you didn't have any proof that he cheated. But your guess that he was cheating is what ended the relationship in the first place. So, without any evidence, you're going to accuse him of being a cheater to your sister. I think if she was just your friend, number one, I don't think friends should be dating exes of their friends anyway. But let's say enough time has passed and you're in the clear. Let's say he was a cheater. Maybe he's changed. I don't know. But sometimes you got to let people figure things out for themselves.
First of all, cheaters don't just wake up one day as a new person, okay? Anyway, furthermore,
someone's in their car right now going, you tell him the truth, Steph!
Yeah, let's go!
You tell him the truth, girl! Puff, you shut your mouth!
And also, I'm just guessing here, but it seems like he must have had some kind of behavior, been acting some certain way, that was just shady.
Oh, sure.
And even if he wasn't actually cheating, it sounds like there's maybe something there that she doesn't want her friend, sister, whatever, to be involved with. You know, even if he was just kind of shady and weird and...
Right. I think, again, unless you have absolute proof, can you really call him a cheater? You could say suspected cheater.
Right. You could say
alleged cheater.
Alleged.
But you can't necessarily call him a cheater unless you, and that doesn't mean he wasn't cheating. He very well could have been. I'm not saying he wasn't. So Monica, don't come back at me with a third email saying that how dare you believe all women. No, I'm saying unless you have proof, you can't really call him that. But your lack of trust in him, whether warranted or not, is what ended the relationship. So I get what you're saying. You want to protect your little sister, but you don't know for sure. All I can do is give her all the facts you have, and then she'll have to make up her own decision. With that being said, this is incredibly weird. So I would kind of push that on her more than the cheater thing. Let's call your sister Michelle. Say, Michelle, don't you find this weird that he's all about you when we dated for 6 months?
Right.
And like he's been with dad, hanging out, hunting, and like it's just, don't you think it's gonna be like weird if you guys start being serious and he comes around for you now instead of me?
Right. She needs to talk to her sister.
Yeah, I think you harp on that, Monica, more than the cheater thing. Because as Steph looked up, over 7 billion people on this planet. They always say there's plenty of fish in the sea. Like, why do you keep catching the same one?
Right.
You know what I mean? Or at least the same school. Why are you dipping in the same school of fish?
There's so many schools.
Right. So.
Yeah, she needs to talk to her sister.
Yeah. I mean, and just really approach her and ask her, don't you think this is weird?
Right.
I think that's the question. And if her sister says, well, you can't help who you like. Well, then maybe you throw the cheater thing on there. But let's be honest, that's weirder than the cheater thing to me.
Agreed, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Hopefully that helps, Monica. We know you won't hesitate to ask us another question. Again, Puff at puffandsteph.com, or hit us up on the socials with your advice column question. Coming up next, Steph, unfortunately, you are not an adult. Sorry.
It's the Puff and Steph Podcast.
Freisinger Hyundai, a refreshingly different car buying experience. Freisinger Hyundai dedicates itself to customer satisfaction. From the initial sale to the maintenance you'll need during the life of the vehicle, Freisinger Hyundai treats you like family. Check out their large selection of both the latest Hyundai lineup to certified pre-owned and used vehicles. Come see how Freisinger Hyundai drives the difference and tailors the purchase process to your needs. Right on the price, right on the pike. Freisinger Hyundai, 6115 Carlisle Pike, Mechanicsburg, 717-766-8422. During this time, many are out of work and struggling just to get by. It's good to know that your friends at Capital City Buy and Sell in Harrisburg have your back. If you're in need of extra help during the pandemic, you can pawn or sell unwanted or unneeded items that you may have laying around your house, including jewelry, electronics, tools, musical instruments, and a whole lot more. Capital City Buy and Sell is open 7 days a week, and they're always paying cash. Plus, they have low pawn interest and terms if you aren't quite ready to say goodbye to your item just yet. Capital City Buy and Sell, 3517 Walnut Street, Harrisburg. Online at harrisburgpapawn.com. Great news, everyone! American Shaman of PA's doors are back open for normal operations, and they're ready to bring you the much-needed relief that you've been waiting for. They care about their customers, and their customers keep coming back for more. Steve K says, American Shaman products drastically decrease my back pain and relieve my stress in just 1 month. Thank you. Stop by your local American Shaman of PA store for a free CBD sparkling water and free samples. Find their locations and more at hempushealth.com.
Do you love saving money but hate buying one of those coupon books filled with places you'll never go to? Well, here comes Quick Save Coupons to save the day. Quick Save Coupons is an app where you can find savings for restaurants, stores, and experiences that you will love. And here's the best part. It's free. No big coupon books to buy, no websites to give your information to. Quick Save Coupons will show you all of the savings in your area right on your phone. Just go to Google Play or the App Store and download the Quick Save Coupons app. Then start saving money on many of the places you already go to.
Now back to the Puff and Steph Podcast.
Steph, this is very interesting new study. Do that one. Are you still getting blacked out drunk and leaving your debit card in the bar well into your 20s? Does your mother still do your laundry? Do you still not know the capital of some United States? Well, according to Cambridge University, you do not become a full adult until your 30s.
Really?
Yeah. So, Steph, you got some time. You
live it up, baby.
Yeah. Do the kid thing. Me, unfortunately, I am an adult, as everyone could tell. I am the adult.
It's
here.
official. You're an adult.
Yeah.
You're stuck now.
But you could still like play things off. Hey, I'm just a kid.
Right.
I'm just a kid.
It's funny because I still feel like a kid. I still, you still feel so young to a certain point, and then you realize that like people who are actually kids are like 10 years younger than you. And you're like, oh.
Oh, yeah.
But okay, so I do adult things though. I work and pay bills and blah, 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 blah.
Sure.
So I wonder what constitutes that.
I think it's about your brain being fully formed, like your frontal cortex or whatever.
You know what? I'm very good with state capitals, actually. I'm not good with mapping out the states on the United States map, but I'm good with state capitals, so I'm offended by that. What do you take me for?
I don't know. All it says is that, brain function. You're not fully an adult until your 30s.
All right. I mean, I guess I'll just roll with it.
So that doesn't make you feel like you're doing pretty well then?
Yeah, that makes me feel like I'm like ahead of the curve.
Right? Like I'm an adult, and you're right. When you start to think of who's a kid, like I'm 10 years older than you are. And I'm like, oh man, like I still act like a kid a lot. I do like 20-year-old stuff. But it doesn't bother me.
Your brain's not fully developed yet. Just play that card.
Sorry, my brain wasn't fully developed.
I just don't know the capital of New Hampshire. I just have no idea. You know what, though? That doesn't even make sense, because I think you'd be more knowledgeable about state capitals closer to getting out of school when you're younger.
Are you really focused?
I feel like that knowledge
You're really focusing on the state capital
Yeah,
thing?
I don't know. It's just interesting.
Yeah, I saw this and I felt bad because in theory I'm supposed to be an adult, but in my mind I'm really not.
Nah.
State capitals I'm not bad at.
Right?
Vermont.
Montpelier.
What? Wow, you brought up New Hampshire.
Concord.
All right, my friends. Wow. Both of those are right. Now it's time to stump Steph. If that wasn't what we just did. The average American will do this about 1,800 times in their life. You are way below this. I am probably above, unfortunately.
So it's a bad thing then, yeah?
It can be most of the time, yes.
Is it illegal?
No.
It's just bad.
The average American will do this 1,800 times in their life. God, I hope it's not illegal.
Well, like speeding.
Oh, you're thinking of speeding? Please, I would have put you way above that.
No, that's true.
Take the hints, Steph. You think you speed more than I do?
No, that's true. But it is bad. Do you do it by yourself?
You could do it by yourself. You could do it with others. I guess it's more shameful if you do it by yourself, but that's probably what a lot of people do.
Is it embarrassing?
I mean, it all depends on the situation, but maybe.
It's not like partying, drinking, is it?
Think about what you don't do that I probably do. And it's okay, you're not going to hurt my feelings.
Is it like bad for you? Like,
yeah, yep.
Health-wise?
Yep.
Does it have to do with something you're eating or drinking?
Yep.
Eating? Something you're eating?
Yep.
Fast food.
Well, and more specifically,
McDonald's.
the average American will eat at McDonald's 1,800 times in their life.
Oh, that's a crazy high number.
Isn't it, though?
America, baby. Here we
what
are.
We do. And that's just McDonald's. It didn't say fast food.
Right.
It said McDonald's. You're going to visit the Golden Arches almost 2,000 times in your life.
I do love McDonald's.
Yeah, but you never eat it. How many
No.
times a year do you eat McDonald's?
Like,
once? Twice?
Twice, maybe 3 times. Yeah. I don't think I'm reaching 1,800.
I've been trying really hard to limit. And for me, limiting is like twice a month now.
That's not bad though.
It's
lot of
not.
people eat it way more than
It's
that.
not, because I was going like weekly before. I've really been trying hard to limit. I don't know if you know this or realize this. Maybe you do. There's a McDonald's less than a mile away from my house.
That's right. It is close by. That's dangerous.
That's super dangerous. So I've been trying really hard, but some weeks and days are better than others.
It happens.
The average person consumes the equivalent of 50 of these every day. What is it? Like, this is nuts. I was shocked when I saw this. The average person consumes the equivalent of 50 of these every day.
Something you're eating?
Yeah.
50 of them.
The equivalent of 50 of them. This is...
The equivalent?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
It means like...
50 grams of sugar. Is it a measurement?
It is. And you know what? I'm just going to give it to you because you probably won't get this, but it's actually, this is gross. The average person consumes the equivalent of 50 teaspoons of sugar every day.
Oh.
In everything they eat. Because there's
That is a lot.
sugar in a lot of stuff that we don't realize. Obviously drinks, but there's also sugar like in milk, if you like milk. There's sugar in bread. There's sugar, you know what I mean?
It's
like,
everywhere.
It's really everywhere. And with everything you consume 50 teaspoons
Oh.
of sugar
Yeah,
every
that's
day.
a lot.
Again, probably not you because you eat healthy. Probably more definitely me. All right, we'll be back to wrap up the week tomorrow. Have yourselves a great Thursday. We'll see you then.
It's the Puff and Steph Podcast.